5. Scanning in the middle, he's got Godwin. Chris will take first down to the 37-yard line.
NFL News Today.
Signal one's working, and it's White. Stop the beat, restart him. Good run for Sean White.
3 Buccaneers veterans will be given more responsibility by newcomers. Last season, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers experienced something of a surprise. They managed to hold off the New Orleans Saints and Atlanta Falcons to win the NFC South Division for the 3rd time in a row, going down to the wire at 9-8. Their goal for the upcoming season is to repeat as champions and become the first team to win 4 straight in the division since the Saints in 2017-2020. The Buccaneers must be quite optimistic about their chances of winning that. Even among themselves, they continue to play in a division that is thought to be fairly weak and full of erratic play. However, the squad is well positioned to contend for the division title once more after re-signing Mike Evans and Baker Mayfield, the quarterback and wide receiver tandem. Just that core of capable veterans led the team to not only victory in the division, but also a playoff victory and a trip to the NFC divisional round. Given how safe their spots are, those 2 seasoned players shouldn't be put to the test by new rookies in the following season. However, there are a few clear rookies from the Buccaneers NFL draft class of 2024 who will undoubtedly annoy some of the team's veterans. Rob Hainsey will face opposition from Graham Barton, a first-round selection. It should come as no surprise that Graham Barton will probably pose the greatest challenge to a veteran at his position among all the incoming rookies. Graham Barton, the center of the future, was selected by the Buccaneers with the 26th overall pick. After the previous season, veteran center Ryan Jensen announced his retirement, giving Robert Hainsey the opportunity to take over, though he did fill in briefly last year. During his 4-year career, he has played the position 1,236 times overall. However, he surrendered a total of 11 sacks last season while standing in for Jensen. The Buccaneers now think they have the right man, in terms of size, to snap the ball to the quarterback in Barton. Todd Bowles, the head coach of the Buccaneers, told ESPN, "We haven't had the bulk in there since Ollie Marpet retired, obviously, and Ryan left and Alex Kappa left." Adding bulk, gaining a little over 300 or 305 pounds, acquiring a larger, taller man with some girth in there, and attempting to prevent people from going up the middle as much. I believe that will benefit us. Barton certainly matches the description at 6 feet 5 inches and 314 pounds. It is possible that Barton will start early, depending on his development. However, according to CBS Sports, he will face off against Hainsey, who is directly beneath him in the depth chart. Chris Godwin will be pushed for WR2 by Jalen McMillan. After the success he and Baker Mayfield enjoyed together, the Buccaneers made sure to retain Mike Evans as their undisputed number 1, but they believed it was still early to consider the wideout position's future. Evans has 2 more years left on his deal, so Chris Godwin might eventually be out. Godwin, who is in the final year of his contract, has been a mainstay of the Buccaneers' offense since 2017. Because of this, Tampa Bay decided it would be better to choose Washington receiver Jalen McMillan with the 92nd overall pick in the 3rd round. Given that he was paired with Romo Duns and Jalen Polk on the Husky receiving unit, McMillan may have seemed like the least important receiver, but Mel Kiper referred to him as a steal at the end of round 3. This does not necessarily imply that McMillan will unseat Godwin for the WR2 spot. Even at just 28, he has recorded 1,000 yards or more in receptions in 4 of the last 5 seasons. If nothing else, the Buccaneers staff wants McMillan to push the 7-year veteran because they want him to replace Godwin in the upcoming season. Bucky Irving is going to challenge Rachaad White. January 15, 2024, Tampa, Florida, USA. In the first half of the 2024 NFC Wild Card game at Raymond James Stadium, Tampa Bay Buccaneers running back Rachaad White, 1, sprints the ball against the Philadelphia Eagles. Seebeck, Nathan Ray, USA Today Sports. The Buccaneers' poor running game during the past 2 seasons is well known. They had the lowest average in the NFL over the last 2 seasons, averaging just 82.9 yards per game. Whether it was due to scheme changes or poor offensive line play, It was something that needed to be addressed in the offseason. Indeed, it was, as seen by the fourth-round selection of former Oregon running back Bucky Irving. In terms of running backs selected in this year's selection, Irving appeared to be underappreciated, at least in part. He leaves behind a potent Ducks attack that saw him top all Power 5 running backs in receiving yards, 413, and receptions, 56, in addition to making runs out of the backfield. Over the past 2 seasons, his elusiveness has caused opponents to miss 144 tackles. Even though he didn't run a 4.55 40-yard sprint at the combine, he will still be a legitimate number 2 in Tampa Bay. That being said, this does not imply that Rachaad White will disappear. All things considered, White had a great year, narrowly missing out on 1,000 yards, 990, and 9 scrimmage touchdowns. However, considering how awful the running game has been the past few seasons, Irving might prove to be a spark that challenges RB1.